Hello and welcome to my channel. So today I'm going to be talking about JUNI TAISEN. If you haven't seen it before, it is a newer anime that just started. It is called JUNI TAISEN Zodiac War and is actually based on the 12 Zodiacs. So this is basically a battle royale type of anime. Each warrior is obviously represented by a member of the Chinese Zodiac, and so each Zodiac member is assigned from a certain family. And so a family will have, there's a family of the rat who has a rat warrior. And every 12 years on December 12th, they have until 12 p.m. to win the battle royale. And so the winner gets this mysterious prize. This ultimate prize can be anything if they're choosing, whether it is from being the dictator of the entire world, whether it's bringing somebody back to life, or if it's wishing for ultimate amounts of wealth. They can wish for literally anything that they want in the entire universe. There's this mysterious, ominous feeling to it. You get the guy that comes in at the beginning, and as he's explaining the rules to how it works, you don't get to really know if he is a magical being. They made him seem like he was some type of magical entity, but then as the anime goes on, you start to see that this is more like a political type of thing, and maybe this is just some overly wealthy and powerful guy who's maybe doing this. We're not ever really sure, but it still comes out completely amazing, and I think that it's awesome that they could just wish for absolutely anything, and all you have to do is be the last warrior standing at the end of this battle royale. So what I really liked about this anime was the music. If you listen to it, the very first episode starting out, the music's amazing. The aesthetics, awesome. I love the way all of the characters look. You can just look at the character and just tell, like, oh, that character's the ox, or oh, that one's the dragon, or that one's the rabbit. I think the rabbit's one of the most amazing characters in this anime. He's a pretty cool guy. I like how they made him, kind of quirky. I love that. He was one of my favorite characters. Another one of my favorite characters was the monkey. She was really cute. I really like that character. And the ox. The ox was awesome. I like the ox a lot. You're gonna like a lot of characters in this show. Obviously, it's a battle royale, so go into it knowing that there'll only be one left at the end. So just hope and then root for your character that at the end of this, they're still there. But don't get too attached to them, just might not make it. But that's the point of the show. You should go into this knowing that they don't delve too deep in the characters. They're not built up too much. You don't get a deeper feeling for any of the characters. They show their backstories, but it's not enough for you to get an emotional attachment. For some people maybe, but for me, there just wasn't enough in some of these backstories for me to feel an attachment to any of the characters. I had a favorite, but they're pretty shallow ties to each character. There wasn't anything substantial or anything pretty tangible. I feel like they could have went a little more in depth and showed us a lot more backstories for some of the characters, but they didn't, and what can you do? It's still great anyways. They show you enough backstories where you can relate to why some of the characters are the way that they are, or how they got to where they are in the battle royale. But beyond that, you don't really see too much of basically how they're structured and the way that they are, or some of the most interesting characters. We never see their backstories at all. Some people have 3 entire episodes full of backstory, and then some we never see their backstory. But it's another thing that it's another flaw in the anime, but it's still amazing nevertheless. They give us just enough to where it's acceptable, it's passable, and it's enough to tie us to the anime. This is going to be the end of the spoiler-free part of the video. So in 5 seconds, I will start the spoiler version of this video. So you have 5 seconds to hit pause and exit and come back after you have watched the 12 episodes, starting now. And my take of this anime is that I loved it, but I was completely underwhelmed with the winner's wish. I would have liked it if they could have showed him wishing for anything that was the slightest bit interesting, even if it was just wishing back one of the previous characters. I felt like it would have been a lot better than his wish. I was completely underwhelmed. I know some people understood and they were like, it makes sense because of the way that his character was, and that he even explained to himself why like his wish brought him so much peace. But I personally would have liked to have seen him wish for something way cooler and more interesting than just wishing that, you know, he didn't remember any of it. I was completely let down. I still love the anime. It's just that's the one aspect that I couldn't get on board with. Another thing was I really would have loved to see the backstory for the rabbit in this anime. First of all, the rabbit he was so powerful and he was such a strange and quirky character. I would have liked to saw, you know, how the family held or how he was raised or how he even learned how to be a necromancer. That would have been one of the most interesting backstories that they could have showed us, and we didn't see not one bit. He was like the runner up. He would have 1,000% won, and we didn't see any of his backstory, which I would have loved to have seen, and they didn't touch on it, not even for a second. So I feel like that is something else that this anime just completely just missed its target. They did not touch on the rabbit at all. They didn't touch on the dog's background. He told us quickly about his background and explained his power, but I would have loved to have seen, you know, a little more interaction with him and his daughter. I knew he was there, you know, only for a short time, but still, I would have liked to see a backstory on him. Might as well. Some of the backstories were a lot longer than they needed to be for absolutely no reason. The boar's backstory was a lot longer than it needed to be. They could have shortened that up and we could have still got the same feel for it. I understand that they wanted to, you know, set up the premise that even if you see the backstory, you know, it still means that we're gonna lose the character. But, you know, it's just, it didn't have to be that long, you know? They could have fit everyone's backstory in if they just cut some of them out of there, or just made them a lot more interesting. The twins, the dragon and the snake, didn't have to see their background. Didn't care for it. I did not care for it at all. Could have not seen it, would have been perfectly fine. Man, I really loved this anime. It was just, I felt like some of the backstories and the wish in the ending, which those were just completely hitting off targets. Other than that, I completely loved it. It was the fight scenes are amazing. Its take on how the characters are so compatible with their signs of the zodiac, I really like. I've been looking for a good, you know, anime that just gets the blood pumping and gets it flowing, and this one definitely did that. A lot of the fight scenes, you know, you're on the edge of your seat. You're like, you don't know what's gonna happen and who's gonna win. This anime definitely does a good job of that. I'm just gonna leave it here, and I want to know how you guys feel about it. Tell me how you felt about his wish, or how you felt about the ending of the show. Maybe I'm just, you know, being a little too over dramatic, or maybe I was just expecting too much, but let me know how you felt, what you thought he should have wished for, or if you thought like the ending was fine and it's the way that it should be. Leave a comment below and I will definitely respond to you. Please like and subscribe to my channel, and I appreciate you for watching. Thank you.